Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to As Written by Shakespeare. Tonight's episode, Orson Welles' Frozen Peas Outtakes. Please take your seats and enjoy.
There is a lonely farmhouse in the Shire of Lincoln, wherein dwells the Buckley widow. When comes the sweltering July, she yields forth a hearty crop of peas. Is this true?
Yea, verily, my lord. Prithee, if thou couldst come sooner to the point.
Ye seek to summon the summer season or winter's white face? A jest, I say.
I but wish for thee to be swifter of tongue, and all shall be well.
'Tis a funny thing to present a patron with banks of drifting snow while musing of the summer harvest. Know ye of a lonely farmhouse in the Shire of Lincoln, wherein dwells the Buckley widow? When comes the sweltering July, she yields forth a hearty crop of peas. Yet where's the field from whence the crop springs?
Aye.
What humour to speak of the harvest which passed us by?
Aye.
What sayst thou?
When comes the sweltering July?
You speak in riddles, man. When or what doth July yield?
By then, sir, the field must lay behind us.
Ah, but behind us it was, and before us lay a full, nay, the fullest bowl of peas when I spake in the sweltering July.
1,000 pardons.
Aye, verily, the field is always behind me.
Aye.
'Tis, yea, therein is when I spake in the sweltering July.
Prithee, if thou couldst make thy in sharper in the sweltering July.
Wherefore, such a thing is Greek to me. Pardon, fool, but the king's English doth not allow for any one to open his speech with sharpest in. Assemble the court, let them reveal the secrets of sharpening the open in. Do this, and I shall owe thee base and vulgar favours. Not but a fool, if thou wilt, would butcher our language so. What folly! Enlighten me, fools, of how you sharpen your inns when in the sweltering July is uttered, for 'tis a fool's errand. Nay, 'tis falderall.
My lord, my noble master simply thought...
Nay, to think one needs brains.
I ask thee for but one more, and also beg thy forgiveness. I beseech thee to sharpen thy in, e'en though when would suffice.
Thou liest, jesting ape. 'Twas he, the ass to thy side, whose tongue ought to be tied. When comes the sweltering July?
If you please.
Thou canst not mean it. The scrip was fouled. 'Tis in unless it be when. Mark me, a good captain holds sway over his ship.
Wilt thou speak it again?
What?
I say, wilt thou speak it again?
'Tis done, villain, and 'twas done the best. I care not for being the lone knight torn betwixt a pair of addle-brained kings. So I command thee, ass, hold thy tongue ere it taste the street. Prepend?
Oh, yes.
With overwhelming resentment do I stoop so low as to make wine of one man's drivel. I take less pleasure from the dribblings of his footstool. What manner of devil art thou? Speak that I may know my enemy.
I am he who knows the ways of all sound.
And who gave thee power to demand more of me than what I owe?
Knowing sound as I do, I fear a vicious gonk beset upon thy speech.
Saints preserve us! Speak you of a vicious gonk, and think you such a thing is known to wise men?
A vicious gonk is a distant clatter.
A vicious gonk is a distant clatter. On to the Northlands and the battered trout. Upon a flowing fjord in the Northland doth the codfish congregate. In such a rocky shoal as this, the Viking Hans Stanglen, fie!
Make greater haste upon the shoal, sir. You round the rocks.
Aye, round the rocks and run the clocks to ruin. Know ye of the torturous task I am beset with? Nay, thou canst not. The scrawl on this scroll was writ by one who mastered the technique, but mastered not a true voice with which to speak, and thus itself becomes a fish in mine ear. It churns my ample gut to speak these words aloud. What good may come from tarrying on it longer? Noble Findus lets forth his mighty cod, and doth anoint it with crumb-crisp coating. Foul alliteration here, that crumb-crisp coating. Nay, 'tis a flaw in the penning of it. Make it into a dialogue, such as lovers may converse with. Now what sayest thou?
Dust off the crumb.
Dust off the crumb indeed. With melancholy we kill the fatted calf. In the new world beyond the Pillars of Hercules, Charles Briggs slaughters fine nourished meat and partakes in... From whence was this parchment defecated? Must I utter it again?
I fear thy meat was shriveled.
I with shriveled meat?
Ye sharpened thy fine and nourished.
Are you mad, villain, asking for sharpened meat? And wilt thou cut it with thy honed in which thou had before? I wonder that thou hast brains enough to draw breath. Were I to set a play upon the globe, only a lust for hatred would urge me to follow thy example.
I know of the wondrous soliloquies thou hast lent thy voice to for 6 fellow bards. I beseech...
That which I speak is that which is so.
Do tell.
More grains of sand have slipped through the hourglass since my entrance than when I spoke for masters of greater nobility than thee. Sirrah, thou art a vole, a cockroach to be crushed beneath my heel. Speak reason. If asses can bring forth reason, present me with thine. Ah, but it is folly, all is folly, for thy vision is a fairy's fevered dream to me.
Nay, my lord, thou hast achieved perfection.
Keep thy wretched silver, villain.
This has been As Written by Shakespeare. Thank you for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content of a similar nature. Also, check the description for links to our Twitter, DeviantArt, and Patreon pages, as well as the Amazon link for the novel Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, penned by yours truly. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.